Hey, welcome to Struck Accord Firewood. It's been a while since I made a video. Not that I ever stopped working. We're going to be splitting some ash today. The ash that we're splitting is about 35 inches across. Some big stuff, but it is beautiful. I stopped counting the rings on it at 130. And I'm sure it's got to be close to 150 years old. I mean, it is nice. Here, let me quick take you over. Just for reference, there's my foot. Okay, I'm a size 13. I don't know if you can see that. Just so you can see. Doesn't really do it justice, but that's what we're going to be splitting today. I got all this cut up here, and then I also have all this cut up. We're going to be running that. Now the bigger stuff, I'm going to run through the box wedge. My tractor's in the shop right now, so maybe the smaller stuff, if I can swap out that box wedge, me and my older one pick it up. It's heavy as hell. But if I swap that out, then I can do some of the smaller stuff down here with the 6-way. That'll work even better. So we'll see how it goes. Stay tuned.
Scotty doesn't know that Fiona and me do it in my van every Sunday. She tells him she's in church, but she doesn't go. Still she's on her knees, and Scotty doesn't know. Oh, Scotty doesn't know.
So you see how that one log up there is stuck? It's kind of impeding. We can easily start this up and then back it up. Hopefully it'll knock it down. If not, I'll just grab it with the rake. Hey, it's Todd again. There's a lot of pros to using this box wedge, especially with this big stuff. It allows you to split stuff that you wouldn't even consider with a single wedge. There are two downsides though. One downside with the splitter and one downside with the conveyor. The downside with the splitter is you do get about 20% waste. Now for me, it's not a big deal. I burn some of it in the burn barrels, but the bigger pieces of waste, like where you have knots and stuff, I'll then put them in the trash cans or I'll put them in the bins and I'll burn them myself. I won't sell them. Another downside with the conveyor, when you have some of them little things, even though we try to police that they're not going up the conveyor, they do end up making their way up and they clog the grizzly. And when the grizzly bars are clogged, it eventually stops. And you can see up here, it's stuck. Now what I like to do is I run my RPMs on the engine at the lowest setting so the conveyor runs slower. And also if something gets stuck, it doesn't bind up and break anything. What it does is it shuts the motor off. So this way you know the minute the conveyor stops moving, that the motor kicked out and something's stuck up there. So my remedy for that, I have a, what's it called? A Wolfgarten rake. And this here I used to use to clean my pond. It's just an extendable pole. What I do is I get over here, and it's just big enough that I can get it. Maybe not like that, but there we go. Just big enough to get it. See? And I just pull it. Because once a little piece gets caught in the grizzly, then you're stuck. There's the piece that's caught. Now you can back it up and then run it forward, but it's still not going to clear up this jam. You got to physically do that. And it happens every like 10 logs, 15 logs, especially if you're working by yourself because you're not able to clear it. So that other one will knock down. So that's about it. I mean, it's definitely more pros than cons to it. Other than that, I'd have to manhandle 36-inch logs with a 4-way or a 6-way, and they're heavy, man. So when you're splitting, you'd have to move it around and kill yourself. It's not worth all that. So just so you know, that's the way to go. Get yourself one of these rakes, because if you're using a box wedge, it will clog up. Thanks. Real quick, let me show you what we got done today. Massive pile. Really can't on camera see how big this pile is. The pile's probably 10, 12 feet. Probably about 12 feet, I guess. And I can't even tell you how it fans out at the bottom. It's probably 15 feet at the bottom by 15, at least 15 feet. A lot of wood here. If I was willing to guess, I'd say maybe 4 cords, something like that. That's my guess. There's definitely more wood than what's stacked here. So I'm gonna have the kids stack it, and later video I'll tell you how much. My guess is 4.
I just did the most acid I've ever seen anybody eat in my life.